In this part, we are going to be subtracting polynomials. And there's a little trick to subtracting polynomials. But then once you do that, then it becomes an addition problem. And so what we're going to do is we're going to add the opposite. So a couple ways to think about this. You could think of this as a -1 being multiplied by each number in the parentheses. Now, if you do that, that will switch all the signs. All the signs will change, and that's what we are going to end up doing. We're going to end up changing this to an addition problem. So when we do that, subtraction changes to addition, and all the signs are going to switch. So once you switch all the signs, then it becomes a problem just like we solved in the last part, where we take the terms, this -2x squared, and that goes underneath the 3x squared. We take the positive 14x, that goes underneath the -4x. We take the -3, that goes underneath the -2. And then you just add that stuff up. So when we do that, we have opposite signs here, so we end up having to subtract. Gets us x squared. Here they're opposite signs. Again, subtract. Positives and negatives, so it's positive 10x. Here we add because they are the same sign, so -5. And there is our answer. So that's what we're looking at, is changing that subtraction. Whenever we see that, we change that to addition. When we do that, all of those signs end up changing. So subtraction to addition, all the signs switch. And then once we do that, we take the terms, put them underneath the terms that we can combine with. Now, once we've changed those signs, I don't need to move these over here. I can move the 5m underneath the m right here. Now, I don't have a constant in this one, so I'll put the +3 out to the side. And then I'll add this up. And when I do that, I end up with a -6m to the third, a positive 2m squared, a positive 1m, because they're opposite in sign, so I subtract, and then I just bring down that +3. And there is our answer. So that's the only difference between a subtraction problem and an addition problem. You just have to change it to addition first, and then do the same work we did on the last part. So same thing here. Subtraction to addition, all these numbers switch signs. Now, it's only the numbers that are to the right of that subtraction sign, because remember, it's the same thing over here. You think of it as like a -1 being distributed over those numbers. That's why all those signs switch. So once you've done that, you just take the terms that you combine with. So 3x squared, I'm going to put right underneath this 10x squared. -4x goes right underneath the -6x. And then you add those numbers up. So let's see what we get here. We got, it's a +10, +3, it makes 13x squared. -6, -4 makes a -10x. So the opposite signs you subtract, same sign you add. I just have to bring down that +1, and we've got our answer. Well, this next problem is a word problem, or just a geometric problem that uses subtraction. So let's see how it's done. Well, first thing they give us is angle ADC. Well, that's found by this one right here, ADC. So one thing you should notice is that whenever they're naming angles, the one in the center is always done second. So D, this is where the vertex is. So see D. So that's the vertex. That's where they come to a point. So the whole angle here, both of these combined, is this one, 8x squared plus 5x plus 9. So that is that large angle, ADC. Now angle ADB, let's take a look at that one. Well, ADB, so this smaller one right in here, this one is only 7a plus 4. So what we're going to do is we're going to subtract that from the total. We're going to take this portion away to give us this. This is the unknown right here. We want to know this because it says find BDC. So that's what we're looking for. So when we do this, again, you're just going to change it to addition. So switch that subtraction to addition. These signs switch. And then just bring those terms underneath and combine. So we've got a -7. It says A. I'm going to change this right here. This should have been an X, so they have the same variables. So I'm going to change that to x. So negative 7x, and then we have a negative 4. And we'll add that together. And so from that point, we end up with a 8x squared. And again, changing this to an x allows me to combine it with the 5x, and that's what I wanted to do. It makes a negative 2x. These are opposite in sign as well, so it makes positive 5. Those are the answers. So this is a degree, because they're talking about angles. So if you wanted to put a little degree symbol, you could, or you just leave it as the polynomial. And there it is. So that's subtraction. So the key with subtraction, change it to addition first. Add the opposite.